Welcome back to Subculture on centralcoastradio.com. Well, we've got another brand new track to play for you in just a moment. It is called If You Were Mine, and it is from a Melbourne-based artist called Eamonn Conor. So we thought, hey, we want to know a little bit more about this track. Let's actually get Eamonn on the phone to talk a little bit about it. Welcome to the program, mate.
No, thanks for having me.
Now, mate, this is an absolutely amazing track. Tell us a little bit about what our listeners can expect to hear on this track.
I think I believe what the listeners will hear is I was really inspired by late 70s sort of disco funk, so I really wanted to sort of create a nostalgic, I suppose, sort of record and the songs on the record to be like that. So really implemented a lot of brass and strings and sort of had that aesthetic sort of, late 70s sort of sounds in the record and this single as well. So I think people will be able to sort of relive a bit of that past time in this new song. So
Definitely. You're a younger artist. Where did your love for 70s and 80s music come from?
yeah, I actually don't know. I was just very, I'm very into, I don't know, I was very into James Brown and sort of Kool and the Gang and Phil Collins and George Michael when he was in Wham, and I don't know, I was just really into the Commodores, Lionel Richie's sort of first band. So I can't really remember why I was into it. I guess I just was really into brass and a horn section. So it just the sounds was something that really gravitated me towards that era of music.
So wanting to have brass and strings and everything all on this track, tell us a little bit about that journey of bringing everything together.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this. It was a very long process because it all started sort of before the lockdowns and COVID happened, and then trying to sort of do it during that period. And then to try and come up with, I suppose, the release strategy for it. It was a lot of time in the making and in the works, but it was really good. It was really good to now look back and appreciate the process that went into not only the record but this song as well. This is, I believe, this is my favourite song on the record, and we had the orchestra from Budapest, so I was able to see them sort of do all the tracks over Zoom. So that was a really cool experience. And then sort of being in the recording studio, watching we had all live instruments. So a lot of music today is made through MIDI tracks and electronic drums, where I really wanted to, because I was really interested in the older era of music. I wanted to create a record and song that had the same aesthetic appreciation and the way it was recorded as well back then. So all of it was live instruments, and we recorded exactly how they would back then. And just to be able to be a part of that and to be able to see that, be in the recording studio was something that was like really cool just to be able to see and witness. So
Definitely. How do you get an orchestra from Budapest involved with a track that's being written and done in Australia?
I have my amazing producer and Simon Morrow to thank for that. He has amazing connections, and he put a lot of work into this record, and he was absolutely amazing for my development, not only as an artist but as a person as well. And I learned a hell of a lot from him. But yeah, a lot of this was to the thanks of him. So I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to work with him, because he had a very busy schedule, and to be able to fit me in, I was really and to be able to, I suppose, see something in the record, and he really he saw something that he really gravitated towards, and that was really inspiring for me as well, to be able to work with him.
Style-wise aside, what kind of things were inspiring you when you were writing this track? Like, is there something personal that you wanted to put into this track as well?
Yeah, I guess on this track alone, I wanted to create a song that I suppose would uplift spirits and inspire people to dance and spread positive vibes, because it is a very upbeat song, and I just really hope that listeners feel a sense of joy and escape when they hear the track, and allow themselves to let loose and, I guess, immerse in the music. So the lyrics convey a message of love when I was writing it, as well as togetherness and the power of music as a whole to bring people closer. So ultimately, I wanted If You're Mine to be a source of happiness and a reminder that we can find solace and connection through the universal language of music. And that was something that I really wanted to create and write a song about before recording this track. So
definitely. You mentioned before too about this being part of a record. Tell us a little bit about that. Is it a full album? Is it an EP? And when can we expect it to come out?
Yeah, in my position, I'm still trying to establish myself as an artist. So we've sort of thought it would be a smart approach to just do EPs. So probably not at the level yet where I could probably create an album, or strategically probably should create an album. So for me right now, it's just going to be an EP. There's 5 songs on it. The record will be called Last Chance Romance, and it will be coming out later in the year. Hopefully, we're aiming towards maybe November, December.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait for that. Will you be doing some shows around that time as well?
Yeah, we do have exciting plans in store. We are planning a bit of a tour and a regional tour. So there will definitely, the specifics of it, I can't really say too much at the moment,
Yep.
but we do have 5 shows in Melbourne booked and planned. So the first one will be at the Tote. We're performing at the Tote on the 20... What date was it? It was the 29th of July. And then we're going to be at the ESPY on the 31st of August. And we're also doing the Gasometer, which will be on the, I believe it's on the 7th of September. So
Okay.
yeah, we got 3 shows, and then we're planning to sort of, we're still got a few things in the works, but hopefully heading out regionally in October, and then towards the end of October we'll come back and do a couple of shows in Melbourne. So there's still a bit of planning and work to go into it, but yeah, it's I'm really excited for that, and just to be able to get back on stage. The last time I performed was when we were on tour for Table 17, which was the first single. We went all the way up to Brisbane for that, and I was really burnt out after that because it was a very very long and draining process. But yeah, I'm really keen to hit the stage again. So
Awesome. Well, we cannot wait for those live shows as well. But right now, we are going to play If You Were Mine on our show right now. Is there anything you'd like to say to everybody out there before they take a listen to this amazing track?
Yeah, just I really hope that you connect with the song, and if you like what you hear, it'd be great if you could jump on the journey and follow the socials, and yeah, hopefully see you guys at a show. So
that would be great. Well, mate, thank you so much for coming on our show today. It's been an absolute honour having you on the show. Can't wait for those live shows, but for our listeners out there right now, this is If You Were Mine by Eamonn Conor. Thank you so much, mate.
No, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.